Hello, my name is LouAnn StarkDykema, and I welcome you to our Zoom call this evening. And as I mentioned, my name is LouAnn, and I am a sales coordinator with the Juice Plus business. And I have been a part of this business for quite a while, and I want to let you know where I live. It's in Michigan, Okemos, Michigan, around Lansing. I am married for many years. I lose count. I have two amazing boys. They're both in college. One is at Montana State University, and the other one is at Kalamazoo College here in Michigan. So as I was preparing to talk with you tonight, I was reflecting on the last 6 weeks or more that we've been doing these different Zoom calls, and I realized that what we're doing is putting out material for those of us to get started in our Juice Plus franchise, or for us who are already doing the Juice Plus franchise to remain strong and do it even at a higher level. All the different topics we've talked about are like different chapters in a book. And so we really have just one story. And I hope besides gaining all the information, you've also been listening and hearing people's heart. Because everyone who's talking and sharing their part, their chapter, their heart hasn't been involved in that. And that's what we're going to focus on more tonight, as a little intro. We're going to talk about stories. Everybody has a story. Stories are in our hearts. And actually, I personally remember a story much better than fact. Facts I can tend to lose, but a story I will hold on to. And especially when I'm first learning about something, a story will get me involved so much quicker. And I learn faster. So stories, as I kind of have already mentioned, touch our hearts. And what happens is some of those times when the story touches our heart, it takes root. And those are the stories we remember. So I titled this Juice Plus, the story business, because to me, stories are the nurturing component of our business. So I want to even say that again. Stories are the nurturing component of our business. We're not in a business to try to just sell products. We're seeing if the options we have, if they are a solution for someone else. And to do that kind of work, we have to gather stories. So first, we have to experience our own story. And I want us tonight, before we go into talking about other people's stories, what is your Juice Plus story? When did that start? So I want you to go back and remember the first time you heard about the Juice Plus product, or maybe it was even the Juice Plus product and business together. But remember that first, or maybe it was second or third time, the time when the story got your attention. So I'm hoping you have that memory. And now I'm going to give you some questions, 5 different questions to help us reflect on our story. Your story could have started yesterday. Or maybe it started 10 or 20 years ago with the Juice Plus product. It doesn't matter because we're all going to go back to the beginning. Here's our questions. And I notice we have someone on the phone, so maybe I'll have to read them. But so like I said, it doesn't matter if you're new. You can use these questions to go deeper into your story. But for those of us who have been a part of the business for a while, I want you to go back to like your first 4 to 8 months with the Juice Plus. and then put the answers in for these questions. We don't have a lot of time tonight, but I want to play with this exercise. I spent time with it this weekend, and it was really helpful. So you're back at that memory. You first heard about Juice Plus. What was your normal like before you added Juice Plus? What was your normal life like? Why did Juice Plus catch your attention? You might want to jot a note down or have that in your mind. Think more about what was that about? How did that make you feel? What were your feelings like? Something was there that Juice Plus caught your attention. What was that? What did it feel like? Then you added the Juice Plus. What is your story like now that you added the Juice Plus? Were there results? How did that make you feel? So I hope maybe you have a few little ideas of your story, but to continue on, I'm going to give you some bullet points of my story. Like I said, I actually wrote quite a bit, but then I kind of looked at what were the points, because this is what we do with our stories. We have a big story, but then there are bullet points, trigger words that stick out for us in our memory. So here was my story. So what was normal like for me before we added Juice Plus as a family? Well, I had a huge concern for the health of my boys. And we had some health issues, constipation, allergies. I was concerned. So the more that I thought about that, I thought, yeah, it had been years and I hadn't found a good solution for my boys. And I was frustrated. And I was feeling feelings of inadequacy as a mom. How can I help my kids get healthier? So I was looking, I was feeling, trying to find something. Then when Juice Plus was introduced, I'm like, well, okay, let's try this. What happened after we added Juice Plus? Great results. My little preschooler was regular. He wasn't having stomach aches all the time. And his older brother wasn't sneezing with constant chronic congestion. I felt so much peace of mind and heart. I was relieved. So those are the triggers that still will come up in me. So when I heard a mom recently talking about her little 3-year-old or 4-year-old who was going to preschool and constipated, well, wow, that touched my story because my heart had already experienced what that's like, the frustration, and I had a solution that I wanted to offer. But I could hear her and then respond. Now, some of the triggers we're going to find and the other bullet points aren't in our story. They're in someone else's story. So they might come from your customer. I have a customer whose son has asthma. And this was the first fall season he went through sports without having asthma attacks. Well, that's huge. So there's a trigger for me, asthma. And then maybe someone has migraines. So we collect stories from our customers, from other Juice Plus reps. We constantly are able to do that with one another. So then we have our Juice Plus story down. We're learning some of those cues. And then some of us started with the Juice Plus product and the business all at the same time. I wasn't one of those. I was one who came in with the product and then a few years later decided to embrace the business. But when I did my 5 reasons, I realized part of my why was I wanted other moms to not have to go through feeling frustrated and inadequate because they couldn't care for their children in a health way when Juice Plus could be an easy solution. That was part of my why. So as we move into our business story, our product story is always going to be there. We work with all the products of Juice Plus. We consume them. So what is our experience? And then why do we decide to join? Yeah, mine was a mission to help other moms, but there also were financial reasons that we and I wanted to join our business. So again, our stories come out of our experience, and our experience is filled with feelings. How do we feel about the changes that have come because of the results that we've seen in our product and our business? So as we share a business story, one tip I really want to put out there is to be specific. Recently, I was at a regional, and Terry Sims from corporate was there, and I was able to have a conversation with her. And she encouraged me to look at the bills that we pay each month and look at the amount of my check, my Juice Plus check. What could I pay for? Was it a car payment? Was it a mortgage? Was it a vacation that we really wanted to take? You think, but make it specific. So when you're sharing with someone about the results that you are so excited about with your Juice Plus company, your franchise rather, you aren't just saying, I really like my franchise. You're saying, I like it because we were struggling to pay our mortgage, and I pay for our mortgage every month. And with my residual income, I know it's paid for. And we're listening all the time to what someone else's concerns are. And that is a huge key, so you don't want to talk about something that's great for you, but maybe the other person doesn't care. They make $500,000 a year. They pay their mortgage without a hitch. So going back to the idea of the story, here are a couple little pieces. One person I borrowed this from. I'm paying for our product, our Juice Plus product now, and I'm looking forward to making my car payment. Maybe she was in conversation with someone who was struggling to pay their car payment. The next one, saving for our kids' education, the college. Well, my story is I'm trying to help pay for my children's education. We can't pay the whole thing. They have loans. But if I can help them out, their loans won't be as big. And does that make me feel so good that I can help my boys get their education, go on and do something, and not be under huge loans. And then in the midst of all that I'm receiving, I'm watching my friend who has a child with asthma go through the fall season without having an asthma attack. I'm making a difference with my business. That comes from my heart. So again, you could do those 5 questions with your business story. Plug, what was it like before I had my Juice Plus business? And go on from there. So the main thing I'm wanting to focus on is that we feel the difference. We feel what that experience is, and then that's what we're sharing. So when I'm in line at Kohl's recently in the customer return area with a lot of other people, and I'm talking with this woman, it was a nice day outside, and I said, I can't wait till I get done with this because then I'm going to go home and go outside and do last minute raking. She's like, I wish. I have all these errands to do. I work full time during the week. I have to do so many errands on Saturday. I don't know when I'll get outside. And I could hear her frustration. And I said, wow, that's really difficult. But I'm really lucky because I have a business where I get to take time during the week to usually do my errands. So then she's asking, what is your business? What are you doing? So, it's time flexibility. That's one of the things I love. I could share that with her. So again, we need to listen to what other people are saying. So kind of in the end, what we're doing is we are gathering information for sure. We're moving from just being in our mind to our heart in our stories when we tell them. So when we're with other people, sure, we're listening for those cues. What are their concerns? Maybe they're about their health. Maybe it's about their children's health or their elderly parents. We're kind of taking mental notes. Maybe, like this woman was talking about the frustration of not having flexibility in her work. And then actually, as we got talking, she had all kinds of health concerns for her 16-year-old boy. Listen to those cues, but respond with your heart and let other people hear your heart. And as you're working on your stories, I encourage you to talk to your Juice Plus buddies, talk to your sponsor. And a really cool way is to say your story on Voxer. Then as you pass it out to others, they will hear your story. They'll hear what that's like. And it can be very short with the bullet points. We're talking 45 seconds. You don't have to tell your life story. So share it on Voxer. And as Nancy pointed out to me, we can play the Voxer back to ourselves. Let's hear ourselves talk. And the most important thing is to be authentic. Be real and be yourself with your story. People are going to hear how you say things. They're going to hear your heart more than they're going to hear the words that you speak. So that concludes the presentation part of our evening. But before I end this, and I really do want to come back to a point, I do want to remind us about a couple of things that are coming up. Tonight, after this, at 8:30 is the pre-call time. You can call in, and actually at 8:45 it starts, is our call with Cheryl Cortese. The phone number is the phone number is 641-715-3580. 641-715-3580, and the code is 505064. 505064 pound. Our presenter tonight will be Cynthia Gompers, NMD 100 Club, and her topic is designing your team. This is critical for us. How the power of one helps create the power of 5. So those are those things that are coming up. Next week, we're going to have an interesting time with our Zoom call. Our Zoom call will still be at 7:30, but we're not going to go through the chapters of our book that we've been working on, which is our Juice Plus franchise. This will be a call called Designing or Owning Your Own Life. You don't want to miss this. This is going to be where we're going to talk some about the product and about our business. And we're going to have people sharing their stories. And you can invite new distributors, prospects to this call. And we'll be filling you in on more details of that as it goes. But next week, we're going to dive in and really do some interactive work. So we do have a little time left, a few minutes, and I'm just curious if anyone, and if Nancy wants to open us up, I guess I have to hit stop share. Okay, here we go. I want to open up our lines, and I'm wondering if any of you kind of did that little exercise, and I can pull those 5 questions up, and if you had any memories or anything that stirred for you while we did that. And would it be helpful if I pull up there it is. Oops, I had it.
You'd have to share your screen again, LouAnn.
Oh, okay. I lost it. Okay.
I got him right here, LouAnn.
Huh?
I said I got him right here.
Okay. I'm having to escape out of this. Zoom, where are you? Am I still on?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, I'm having a hard time getting back. Yeah, my Zoom just isn't showing on my screen.
LouAnn, first of all, I want to say you did a great, this was a great presentation. And one of the things, I've actually thought about that question a lot of how, because oftentimes my story starts with people, even when I do presentations of where I was. And, but going through the facts this time also let me get a little deeper into the heart of, as you said, of how did it feel for me to not have health and well-being? And how does it feel 20 years later to have a better sense of well-being? And one of, when you said, okay, that day you heard about Juice Plus, I found out that evening after I had had my meeting that somebody with Gene Miller, that someone else had met with him, someone that I knew, who said no and never said yes. And that person died 6 years ago.
Mm.
And I always wonder if his life could have been different if he had said yes. And he was a dear friend. So yeah. Thanks for helping me remember that this evening.
Okay, I think I got off Zoom for a while. Well, thank you, Mary. Thank you. The other question that I proposed that I wanted to throw out in my presentation, I totally forgot it, is as we're looking at the business as well, the question was, what brings you joy in relationship to your Juice Plus business? And when we're talking about what do we experience, how do we experience joy? That's where our feelings are. That's where it can be with a customer having, for me, it was when this woman was sharing about her child not having to deal with asthma this fall. Or a team member that's saying, wow, I never thought I could afford this. And look, we have it. We're able to pay for our child's music lessons. That's such a gift. I find joy with that. And those are the kind of things that enter into our stories.
I like the way you put this together, LouAnn, about these different questions and formulating the story. I like this format and outline better than what we used to do before. I think it's going to get the heart, as you spoke. I think it's going to bring that a lot more.
And was this the information from conference that you talked about earlier that you?
No, this was I got it from Regional, the Grand Haven Regional.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And it actually is in missiondrivenmodel.info.
Mm-hmm.
And part of it is, I think it's under My Story. They have those questions. So, yeah, I was just borrowing from that. But it struck me when I was at Regional this year when they put this out.
Well, just for myself going through those questions was kind of interesting because I've never really thought about what was my state before Juice Plus. And the words not intentional came up first because I didn't intentionally eat healthy. I mean, I took one class in nutrition and I was aware, but I was not, really, I mean, I'd always cook a vegetable and a starch and a meat, to cook like that. But Never would I fix a big salad for dinner or anything like that. Never did I count the glasses of water that I drink. And I thought it was interesting that after I started taking Juice Plus, it totally changed, and how it's become such a huge part of who I am today, as not only a teacher, but an advocate, but also, you know, for myself and Jerry, how we are so, how we eat so healthy all the time, you know? And I mean, sure, we don't all the time, but we do most of the time. And, you know, you just, when you think about it, at someone at 69 years old, you can't put a price on vitality or health. There's just no place you can get that except what Jerry and I have achieved. He just had, you know, the surgery, and his blood work the week before, I mean, perfect profile without taking any drugs. I mean, it's really pretty phenomenal. He's much better off than I am. But anyway, I mean, how, again, for that kind of health, that level of health, the vitality that he has, how can you put a price tag on that? You just can't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just means everything. Like, you know, it's right up there at the top. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything.
Right.
You know, we used to have a T-shirt that said, "You can't argue the science." And isn't that the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great job, LouAnn.
Absolutely, LouAnn. Very impressed.
I'm going to stop the recording here.